Dude, this sucks. I really am not good at talking to a camera. I'm just gonna kind of try to briefly and rawly, I guess, get a few things across. First and foremost, I'll be kind of going on a little bit of a hiatus for a couple months, and it's just to focus on my health. Full disclosure, I'm not going to put a hold on like the edits that I'm working on now, so if you're waiting on edits, I'm not gonna, those aren't getting put off. If anything, I'll have a little bit more time to work on them in at least for a bit. And when I'm finished with these edits, though, my full attention and otherwise is going towards my health. If you know me, you know that I've dealt with pretty insidious health issues. For a while, they just got worse and worse, and then I got an ileostomy surgery, and that was supposed to help with everything because I had a colon that didn't work, and they thought bypassing that with an ileostomy would help, and it didn't. Maybe it was a necessary evil, if you want to call it that, because my colon just wasn't working and it seemed like it was dead. What ended up happening was I had an obstruction, full obstruction, and ruptured my intestine in the same year that I got the ileostomy, and that almost killed me. And I lost a ton of weight. Maybe I'll throw a picture up here or something. That weight didn't come back all the way ever, but a good chunk of it did, and it continues to just kind of go up and down. It was at lowest 115 pounds. It sort of now just floats anywhere from 130 to 145. No more, not really any less, which is good. I've seen a ton of different doctors. I've seen specialists. I've seen, blends of, I've seen the really, holistic healers, and then I've seen blends of more Western medicine and Eastern medicine, and it was sort of that kind of mix that got me the most progress that I did over this last year. If you saw me over this last year, you saw me build the ground floor of my photography business, do a few cool things, I guess, and it seemed like my life was starting to take shape again, and it was, and it is. This is definitely a strong case of non-linear progression that's occurring now, because long story medium long, my health has taken another decline. My once safe foods are no longer that safe, and I was pretty bare bones already. I was at most before having mashed potatoes, very specific protein shakes, oat milk, coffee, bone broth, and sometimes for convenience I'd have some baked Lays, the chips or something. But gradually more and more of these foods just stop working, and I'm back at a point where no foods are going well, and I'm really having trouble fueling. I am, honest to God, just sick all the time. I never feel good, and I'm not just trying to have a crybaby story right now. I'm just trying to be honest here and say I really never feel good. I never even feel very okay, and I know a lot of it is mental framing and stuff, but the thing is I've put in a lot of that kind of work. I consider myself a pretty mindfully focused guy, I guess, and I understand a lot about mental framing, I guess, and being present, and the way that you look at things affects the way you feel about it and such. But there is also just there's a reality to how our behavior also is just gonna really, our actions are really gonna affect us. And basically what I've been kind of stuck in recently is this sort of state of I'm getting sicker and sicker, but I'm also trying to put more of the work on me, more professional work, and I'm obsessed with it. I really do love photography, I love business, and I'm excited about other kinds of projects on the side. I really want to get back to screenwriting and filmmaking and stuff. Those are like my dreams. But I am getting sicker and more tired, more fatigued, and I'm putting more on myself, more weight, and I'm just basically finding that I can't carry it. Yeah, this isn't easy. And sorry if I'm just terrible at talking to a camera. But yeah, basically what this comes down to is I'm hoping it's only like a month. It could be 2. Very worst case 3. I'm really just trying to assemble, like, I don't expect me to be better in this amount of time or whatever, but I want to like really set the ground floor of my new treatment sort of system, plans, protocols, whatever you want to call it. I have to get like a whole new health team because other things fell apart. Yeah, maybe I'll call them out later because they really deserve it, but the last people I was working with really failed me. They also are, potentially who really helped me get to the point that I've been at, so that's why it's a little bit hard for me. I'm like, well, they got me to a certain point, but then they like very much screwed me over, so it's weird. But anyway, moving forward, it's imperative that I find a whole new team and just get myself on a new path, because, and I guess what I'm trying to say is like this is going to take a lot of my focus and energy and some trial and error that would guaranteed take me away from even just like the photography. And I want to do, I guess I'm sorry, I'm scattered, but basically I would not be able to do my best at either one of these things if I'm putting attention into the other things. I'm getting sicker, and it basically has gotten to a point where I finally have realized again, like, I need to pick the sustainable route. I need to get healthier so I can be the creative fucking powerhouse that I desperately want to be, that I get all my self-worth from and all this other bullshit, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm focused on getting healthy for a little while, and I'm gonna finish the current projects I have going, and I don't know if I'm gonna have like a dramatic reintroduction back to the world video. I don't think I will. I think you'll just see me start to make stuff again. I don't know. I don't think this is a very cohesive video, or anything I'm saying, so maybe just take that as a sign that I'm not in the right place I need to be. I'm malnourished, I'm not fueling myself well. When I do eat stuff, it just makes me exhausted and sick. I can't digest things, I can't break things down. Maybe the point of this is just, like this video, is just for me to find another source of accountability, I guess. Make it a little more real to myself, like, hey Rhett, stop fucking around, stop hiding behind your work, because this thing that's helping you cope right now with how bad your health is also going to be the thing that just gets you sicker and kills me, weirdly. Because I just can't keep up with anything right now. Like, more and more things keep getting taken away from me because I'm not giving my health everything. Like, for at least a little while, my health needs to be my full-time job, is what this comes down to. And yeah, I'll be back when I'm ready. It's really hard for me, like, honestly. I know it might sound weird to a lot of people, but especially like when there was like a couple of years there I couldn't do fucking anything. Alls I wanted to do was work. Most people don't realize how fortunate they are to be able to work. So, wish me luck. Send whatever good vibes you want. Any words of encouragement would be appreciated, but yeah, just know that I'll be back as soon as I can. Again, if you're waiting on edits, I will have them to you as soon as possible. And this just means I'm pausing shoots for a bit, so yeah. Hope this made some sense. Bye.